Hey guys, Ramblin Bob here again. So today we're going to take a look at the Ecoflow Delta Mini Portable Power Station by Ecoflow. Okay, let's see what it has. Let's go through the pictures here. Right. It has two big handles here that kind of stick out. I don't know if I like that or not. The fans are kind of on the side. That's kind of different than having it in the front and the back like most systems. Maybe they have a better airflow that way. Who knows? Okay. I do like this picture. It's interactive. Alright, let's take a closer look here. Okay, so on the front you got a big screen right here. This is the USB-C connection. I'm assuming that's going to be 100 watts. We'll have to wait and see. You got a couple USB-A's, and that looks like the power button. So very clean front design, but where are the ACs? Oh, okay, so all the ports are in the back. Personally, I'm not a fan of that. I do like everything on the front. We have an RV, so it's a little easier to get to. So yeah, that's different. It does give the front a very clean look, though. I'll give it that. Very organized, clean look. And then I don't know if this one has the. Yeah, I don't see a charger on top. Well, we'll have to wait and see. We'll get down to the specs. That's my favorite part, is the specs, guys. All right, it says the lightest Delta model designed for portability. A large 882 watt hours. Okay, guys, this is just under 900 watt hours for the whole system here. Power through almost any situation. Powerful 1400 watt output. That's pretty good. 1400 watts. That can run just about everything that you would need for like camping and stuff. Like to give you an idea, my air fryer runs about 1350 watts. So I could run everything up to an air fryer. An air fryer is pretty heavy power. Like a hairdryer too. I think a hairdryer can go up pretty high, but most of them stay within that 1300 range, unless you get like the real, like a heat gun kind of thing. Then it obviously goes up. You got 1.6 hours extreme fast charging. That's pretty nice on the go, guys. 300 watt solar input. That seems to be a little bit low for me. 2.5 hours, but you could easily do that in a day if you had to. All right. On their website, it's $599. That's at the time of this filming here. And let's see what else we got here. I can't wait to get down to the specs. That's my favorite part. Alright, so you got 24 pounds for the whole system. 882 watt hours. You can have multiple devices going at one time. Solar input is the 300. More possibilities. Charge faster. Okay. So it says Delta Mini snags up to 300 watts from solar panels for the full recharge in 3 to 6 hours. Okay, it can also charge from 0 to 100 in 96 minutes when charging from the wall. That's pretty quick, guys. That's an hour and a half, and then you're out the door. So if you do need something for camping or emergency or something, that's pretty fast. I do like it having the app too. The app is very clean looking. It's very simplistic, and it's laid out very nicely. That way, if you want to turn something on or turn something off, you have that access to turn on the AC or DCs from the app. And then you can see your battery levels right here, and your input and your output. So it's very clean. It's very clean. Very simple. All right. So now these are just kind of, I like to call them guesstimations. So if you ran a 10 watt light bulb, you get about 80 hours of DC and about 30 hours of AC. Now what that tells me is the AC inverter is a lot more power hungry than the DC. Let's see here. We got 120, 100. Yeah, these are pretty much. I always like to kind of just kind of glance at these, but I take them for a grain of salt, because what you have might be different than what they have. So they're just trying to give you like a guesstimation. So it kind of helps you figure out if this is good or not right for you. All right, harness the power by linking two 160 watt solar panels to be fully charged in as little as 4 to 8 hours. Okay. It's small. It's small. The fans being on the side is different for me. That's a different look. This is the first time I've looked at Ecoflow products in any real detail here. Plug into any standard AC wall outlet for fast charging from 0 to 80% in under 1 hour with extreme charging. Okay, so obviously that last 20% is obviously where you have your slowdown. Chargers have to slow down, otherwise they'll overpower the battery. You cause too much heat and problems, and then you could damage or destroy the battery cells inside. So 0 to 80 in under hours. Great if you're in a hurry. I always like all the companies to advertise 0 to 100. I want to know what it is empty and what it is full. I want to know that time. So we already know it's about 96 minutes. So it's going to take another probably about 40 minutes or so to charge it to 100%. But 0 to 80, I think Apple started that 0 to 80 with their phones. And then there's the other guys. Okay, now this is the important part. This is the brass tacks here. I like this part. All right. The specs are, so you have 23.6 pounds as the total weight. That's very light, guys, to have 882 watt hours of capacity to be able to pick up and go in emergencies. Very nice. Your charge method is the AC wall, the 12-volt car outlet, or solar panels. I'm assuming you can do a generator as well, as long as you have your generator that has either a pure sine output, or I don't know about modified, but I'm a pure sine wave guy. I like that. I think it's a much cleaner signal, if you will. Cycle life is 800 cycles to 80% capacity. So this is telling me it's lithium ion. Yep. Okay. So MCM lithium ion battery chemistry. I'm a LiFePO 4, guys. I like lithium iron phosphate myself, but this is just for the review. Just kind of looking over this here. You have extreme fast charge up to 900 watts max. Your car charger can do 12 or 24 volt DCs at 8 amp. Okay. Your USB-As, you get 2 of those. That's 5 volts DC at 2.4 amps. That equals about 12 watts max per port. So that means that you could have 24 watts coming out, 12 on one port and 12 on the other. Now here's your important one, USB-C output, and it does have the 20 volt by 5 amp protocol, which is 100 watt max. I like that. Otherwise you have 5, 9, 12, 15, and 20 volts respectively. Okay, your dimensions is about 15 inches by 7 by about 10. Well, 9.5. Very small little box, very small. Now I can see why it fit in between those car seats so well. Okay, so now, this is nice. Okay, so they actually put it on the page. I like this. Full recharge time. Now this isn't the goofy numbers where it's 0 to 80 or this blah blah blah. This is the real time that you'd have to wait. So you have 1.6 hours through AC, 9.5 hours through the car, which is 12 or 24, which is 3 and 3/4 hours to 7.5 hours using the 2 160 watt solar panels, 3 to 6 hours using one 400 watt solar panel. Yeah, they do make one really big solar panel. That's a big boy for sure. Here's your battery management system: overvolt protection, overload, over temperature, short circuit, low temperature. This is very important, guys. Low temperature protection is wonderful because if you had this system sitting in an area that was very, very cold, batteries do not like cold. So what happens is, if it's too cold to charge, the system will not allow it to charge, and that way it won't damage your battery cells. Very nice to have that. Also low voltage protection, that's very nice, and overcurrent. So this has all the protections you would need. I mean, that's everything I can think of right there. Yeah, that's for a small box like this. This has a lot of top features, guys. Your solar charge input is 300 watts, which is 11 to 75 volts VOC DC at 10 amps max. Okay, VOC is the power that a solar panel can put out when it's all by itself, when it's not a closed circuit, when it's not hooked to anything. So basically, if you put a panel out that's 100 watts at, I don't know, let's say a 12 volt panel, and it brings in about 21 volts VOC. That means that when it's all by itself sitting outside, it brings in 21 volts of power, and then when you hook it to a power station, it might bring it down to 16, 17, 18, 19, depending on the solar panel and the power station you're hooked to. Here you have AC outputs. You have 5 of these. Pure sine wave. That's very important, guys. So the difference between the pure sine is it's a much cleaner signal, basically. power wave, and what that does is it protects expensive or sensitive equipment like hospital stuff, all medical devices. They like pure sine wave. Computers like pure sine wave. Anything that has more of a touchy board on it for a circuit board. It's just better protection, trust me. I do audio equipment a lot, and I do not use modified sound wave on anything that I have that's audio. Anything. I used to, and then I learned. So I stopped doing that many, many years ago. Okay, so you have USB-A fast charge, which is the, they usually have a color. It's like an orange or a blue one, or it's usually orange. So that'll go 5 volts at 2.4 amps, 9 volts at 2 amps, 12 volts at 1.5 amps, up to 18 watts max, depending on which one of these that you're hooking up. If I were to charge like a power station out through here, it would obviously take forever, but that would give you the 12 volt output. When you charge a phone, a lot of times it's either 5 volts or possibly 9. Usually it's about 5 for average older phone. Car output is 12.6 volts at 10 amps, which is 126 watt. It doesn't say if it's regulated or not. You want to always have a power station that's regulated, and that way it stays on if you hook up like a mini fridge, and when the mini fridge compressor gets to the desired temperature, then the outlet will not shut off on you, and that way it'll stay regulated. Excuse me. Okay, and then that's it for that one. So this is the, go back all the way to the top here, the Ecoflow Delta Mini Portable Power Station. That's that's not bad for a little box like that. It's kind of different for me to have all the ports, like, well, that didn't even get much bigger, all the ports to be in the back. It does give a very clean look. However, when you want to plug something in, you have to go around the back of the system. I personally am not a fan of that. I like to have everything on the front. I'm a huge fan of that, because that way I can put this power station in a closet or a corner, and I have access to everything I need in the front of the system. I don't want to be digging. I don't want to be open panels and flaps and all that stuff. I like everything very, very up front, and that way you don't have to move stuff around to plug it in. If you do put this in a closet or a corner or anything, guys, make sure you still have enough airflow. 2 or 3 inches per side is usually okay. That way you have that constant airflow, because if you suffocate these machines, they overheat and then it turns out bad. So you don't want to do that. All right, well, this is my kind of quick look at the Ecoflow Delta Mini Portable Power Station. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can like the video. If you're not a subscriber, please become a subscriber. We're building a family here. We almost have 250 subscribers, and I'd like you to welcome you to the family if you join today. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. All right, Ramblin Bob Reviews. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.